it's like a wild animal trainer, you know. If you can make that animal purr instead of devour you, you know, that's what the race car is. Passion, a strong liking or desire for or devotion to some activity, object, or concept. I'm Mario Andretti, and I'm a former race driver. I became fascinated with motor racing when I was just a very early teen. I have a twin brother, Aldo, and we were both pretty much pursuing the same thing. We became enamored with motor racing at a very, very young age, still living in Italy. Aldo and I were lucky to witness our very first big race, which was in Monza, Italy, the Formula One. That sealed it, you know. But things looked so remote, totally impossible, if you will. I wanted to be, you know, one of those someday, and that's what really stayed with me. You know, the motivation just got stronger and stronger. Burning passion inside. We immigrated to the States, which was in 1955. A year later, locally we discovered there was a racetrack. 2 years later, we started building a race car to race there. And my career and his career started in 1959 at age 19. I never looked back. Aldo was not as fortunate. He had two serious accidents, one at the end of the very first season. He was in a coma for almost 2 months. And the second one, 10 years later, it was not his fault, but ended his career. I was the lucky one and continued on. Yeah, the fear is there, you know, definitely. But if you dwell on that, you know, obviously you don't belong in the business to begin with. And I think the desire supersedes all that. I think, quite honestly, if it wasn't dangerous, probably wouldn't be as appealing, because you're just to defy the elements. My career spans from 1959 straight through to 1994. I've been very, very fortunate to have been able to, you know, to pretty much dodge so many bullets along the way. Count my blessings every day. Throughout my career, I was very curious. I wanted to specialize in open wheels, single seaters, the thoroughbred of the racing cars. But there are other disciplines, and I wanted to try them all, and I had those opportunities. I thrived on that challenge, you know, to be able to conquer, you know, what was thrown at me in a totally different direction. That's another thing that really kept me motivated throughout my career, to win in somebody else's sandbox. What drives you is to try to win, especially once you experience winning. Man, I tell you, nothing else really can satisfy you.
Mario Andretti, winner of the 1969 500-mile race.
I think the downside to the passion is that it's something very selfish to some degree. And when I look back at my life, my career, you know, as a family man, I see how much my wife, Deanne, you know, was a real team member, you know, to get behind me, and never making me feel guilty of not spending enough time with the family. At the same time, I know that, you know, I was not at any of my children's graduations, for instance. I get reminded by my younger daughter, Barbie, now and then. But you know, the bottom line, however, is you need that family to sort of support you. And there's some guilt? Yes. Did my wife ever make me feel guilty? No. Obviously, you know, I missed the sport. I missed racing, and then in my own way of dreaming, I say, oh gosh, you know, I think I could still do it. I think I could still be in there. I think my desire was as strong at the first race as it was at the last of my career. I just thoroughly loved that opportunity, and again, I just lived the dream for a long, long time, and still am in many ways.